Call Me Kevin. The rise and rise of Call Me Kevin. Hey, what's up, YouTubers? We're back with some new beans to spill about the YouTuber Call Me Kevin, one of the most beloved YouTubers out there. He's one of the most underrated YouTubers for many reasons. But first, did you know that his fans create fan fiction stories about him on Wattpad? Well, in this video, you'll discover more than just that. We'll be talking about his childhood, how he built his YouTube community, and what made him have the humble personality he has today. Oh, and by the way, this is for you, Kevin. If you've just Googled yourself again, and you're seeing this, we're doing it for free. You're welcome. Kevin O'Reilly, also known as Call Me Kevin, was born on November 10, 1993 in Cork, Ireland, and is currently residing in Spain. He's known for his skits, music covers, and hilarious gameplay commentary. He has 3 verified YouTube channels. Call Me Kevin with 2.78 million subscribers. It's his main YouTube channel where he uploads his commentaries, which are mostly highlights of games with specific mods that he's installed. Call Me Kevin Clips with 277,000 subscribers, where he uploads stream highlights from his Twitch channel along with his Call Me episodes where he mostly talks with other YouTubers. And Call Me Kevin Stream Archives with 150,000 subscribers, where he posts his full Twitch streams. He's also known for his characters, especially Jim Pickens, a lunatic who turned into a murderer, and Grognak, the destroyer attorney at law that appeared in his GTA 5 RP. But the real question is, how did he even start his Call Me Kevin YouTube channel? Well, with any successful YouTuber, there's always a story behind the whole thing. But as for Kevin's story, it's as though it's coming straight out of a Hollywood movie. And, interestingly enough, he was essentially heading out of a movie theater. But little did he know that the next thing would be getting hit by a car. At that time, Kevin owned a game store as a main source of income. But because of the accident, he wasn't able to raise his arms above his shoulders, which eventually made him unable to do his job. As a result, he had to rely more on his employees, which led to raising their salaries. And because he also had to cover the costs of his medical bills, he had to sell his business to a franchise called CEX, as it was no longer profitable for him. Now, the good news is that Kevin got his surgery earlier this year, and hopefully, he's completely recovered. That said, it's the consequences of this accident that paved the way for him to become the YouTuber that we know today. How come? I'll tell you. After selling his store, he started to feel bored, and that's what made him return to YouTube for fun. At first, he struggled with his subscribers' growth rate until around 2017, when an Ouya video got his channel's growth skyrocketing. Thanks to YouTube's algorithm, his other videos were recommended to those who saw that video, and eventually, he got 1 million subscribers. But this wasn't his first YouTube channel. In fact, when Kevin created his Call Me Kevin channel, he already had another channel. And yet he decided to start from scratch for a good reason. But before we go down that rabbit hole, if you like this content, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. That way you don't miss our future content. Okay, back to what we were saying. So Kevin wanted to make a channel that would be personal. He actually said that he wanted to have a channel where he would be identified by his own name. And just for the record, his old channel was called ZXN No Regrets ZZXZ. Yeah, I know. But thanks to this old channel, Kevin started his new channel with 8,000 subscribers who came over once Kevin told them that he was back. And because this guy Kevo always has to have a story behind everything, this old channel didn't just emerge out of nowhere. In fact, even his pseudo nickname Kevo has a story that we will cover later. Anyways, here's the tea about how Kevin started his first YouTube channel. As a child in his 4th year of elementary school, he started to feel pain in his stomach. And because of it, he became inconsistent with attending school. So much so, he would get absent for weeks, or even months, until he reached a point where he was throwing up blood. After scans on his stomach, they found that there were ulcers in his stomach that caused bleeding, which the doctors said were there because of stress. And even though it didn't make sense to Kevin that he would be stressed at the age of 13, he realized later on when it came back that it might actually be because of stress and anxiety. But his stomach problems weren't the only reason why he had to be absent from school. If anything, it was as though his life was sending him signs about what his future held for him. Sorry folks, no spoilers yet. But even worse still, It was as though his stomach problem wasn't bad enough. Kevin started to have pain with his ears, which he eventually resolved, but he missed out on a whole year worth of studying because of the whole process, which took around 12 months. In 2008, Kevin discovered YouTube gameplay and decided to give it a shot. In his very first video, he was playing Call of Duty. Then came his popular series How to Annoy after a gaming network called Machinima asked him if he would want to make videos for them. And in case you haven't guessed it already, the series was about following others in games and annoying them. Even so, he realized he physically wasn't getting any better, specifically after he went to therapy, as his stomach problems were still persistent. But that was when he talked to his parents about what life had been essentially signaling from the get-go, which is dropping out of school for good, which his parents supported for the sake of his well-being. At the age of 18, he moved to Scotland, where he stumbled upon CEX and actually worked with them for some time until he could open his store. Yes, the store that was eventually sold to them. But in essence, this entire story isn't the only reason why Kevin's different from other YouTubers. What's also good about Kevin is that he stayed away from any controversies or drama. He's been focusing more on building his cult, which is amazing because he's really loved by his fans. And by really, I mean those Wattpad fanfic stories made about him. So, to answer your question, no, he's not single. Kevin is in a relationship with a Hungarian YouTuber, chess player, and Twitch streamer Anna Rudolph, who was introduced to him in April 2019 by RT Game. And even though they don't share anything about their relationship, they do stream together sometimes on Twitch, and she was his guest on the first episode of his Call Me series. And the best part in all of this is that Kevo's cult loves seeing them together. So what's with this Kevo thingamajig? As simple and obvious as it may sound, Kevo is a watermark that Kevin used as a portmanteau word that he formed by blending the first initial of his name with the watermark Vivo. But unfortunately, the last time he used this watermark was in his Call Me Kevin Rewind 2020, which was uploaded last Christmas. It's pretty clear now that Kevin doesn't leave out anything for personal interpretations. His fans basically know that he's active on Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and that sometimes shares his YouTube videos on Facebook. They know that he has his own merch and that they can support him on Patreon. What's more, they also know that Kevin never joined Vine because he wasn't one to make such short videos, which takes us to this one important question. Does Kevin have a TikTok account? Now, when you open TikTok and search, you'll find a Call Me Kevin _ TikTok profile with over 18,000 followers. But then, as far as we know, Kevin has never mentioned anything about it. And you might think to yourself, well, it could be a fan page, which is totally fine, but here's what we found. There's this video of Kevin that kind of has the same length as a Vine, where he's just with his biggest fan, which turned out to be his biggest electric fan. But let's skip those hints and cut to the chase. This takes us back to when he said, I'm not going over to Vine 2 and making lots of little vines. Apparently, Kevin forgot about this, but we didn't. And we see what he's done there. And honestly, this isn't the only thing that Kevin leaves out for his fans to decide on. Apparently, Kevin enjoys teasing his fans, and he doesn't take himself too seriously. And for that reason, he told different stories about the scar he has on his face, leaving his fans to decide whether it happened when he was in an elevator, when he was playing with his sister, or when he was saving an old woman from burglars. From what we've just said, we can conclude that Kevin is an introvert who apparently doesn't do anything outside of YouTube, since he's so invested in his community, right? Nope, and here's why. But before we get into the juicy details, please support our content by giving us a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss out on our upcoming content, make sure you turn on our notification bell. To your surprise, Kevin has his plate full, as he either goes to the gym or does weightlifting at his home. Also, do-it-yourself is something he resorts to when he wants to recharge, which is pretty extraordinary because there's no way you could possibly find time to do all of this, right? Well, that's true, which is why Kevin actually has freelancers working with him. On top of that, he revealed in 2018 that his job is to do the final edits and the thumbnails, along with recording and uploading the content. We can definitely say that Kevin's life has been a tough one, but his positive mindset has kept him going despite his circumstances. And seeing his beautiful community, it's clear that his hard work has paid off. Okay, that's it for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends who'd love to see this. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our future content. And before you go, tell us in the comments what you like most about Kevin. And if you have someone in mind that you'd like to see us make a video about, let us know. We'd love to see you there. Until next time, we'll see you real soon.